So in this question, you're given that f is a function defined from open 4, 6 to open 6, 8, and f of x is given by x plus integer part of x by 2. So if that is the case, what is f inverse of x? So whenever the function contains integer part, fractional part or modulus, so first your step should be to simplify this function and remove this integer part, because as long as there is integer part you cannot simplify the function. And we know what to do if you want to find the inverse. So if this function is y is equal to x plus integer part of x by 2, we know that if y is equal to f of x, x will be equal to f inverse of y, right? But as long as you have an integer part function, you cannot just get that x out of that. So first what we do is, based on the domain, I'll first try to see what this integer part of x by 2 is. So according to the question, x is in between 4 and 6, right? Because x is a point in the domain of the function. X is in between 4 and 6. So if that is so, what does x by 2 do? If x is in between 4 and 6, this x by 2, which is inside integer part, lies between 2 and 3. This implies integer part of x by 2. If x by 2 lies in between 2 and 3, can I say that integer part of x by 2 will always be equal to 2 without exception? For every number between 2 and 3, integer part of x by 2 has to be equal to 2. So within this domain, I can as well write y is equal to x plus 2. There's no doubt about it. So I don't need to write integer part of x by 2, because for every point between 4 and 6, this number will always be equal to 2. So I can as well write the function as y is equal to x by 2. So if y is equal to x by 2, I can always write x is equal to y minus 2. And this is nothing but f inverse of y, and f inverse of y is y minus 2. So f inverse of x is x minus 2. So this will be the definition of the inverse function. And obviously this will be defined from 6, 8 to 4, 6. This will be defined from b to b. So in this question, you're given that f of x is equal to x minus 1 by x plus 1, and you need to find f inverse of x. So in this question, you're given that y is equal to x minus 1 by x plus 1. So to find f inverse of x, you just need to find what x is. So in this question, y is in terms of x. To find the inverse function, you need to find x in terms of y. So one of the easiest way that I can do it is by cross multiplication. xy plus y is equal to x minus 1. xy plus y is equal to x minus 1. And if you bring all the terms containing x to one side, this implies x times y minus 1, xy minus x is x times y minus 1 is equal to, this y goes on to that side, minus 1 minus y. And this implies x is equal to, so if you take a minus common, minus of 1 plus y by y minus 1. And this implies x is equal to y plus 1 by, if you take this minus to the denominator, you get minus of y minus 1 is 1 minus y. And this is equal to f inverse of y, right? If y is equal to f of x, x is equal to f inverse of y. And if f inverse of y is 1 plus y by 1 minus y, so f inverse of x will be equal to 1 plus x by 1 minus x. So this will be the required inverse function for this question. Similarly, in the next question, given f of x is 2 power x plus 2 power minus x, we need to find the inverse function. So here also we apply the same method. So y is equal to 2 power x plus 2 power minus x. So is there a way in which you can find the value of x from this in terms of y? So there is a standard model which is called a quadratic model. So where what we do is y is equal to 2 power x plus 1 by 2 power x. And let 2 power x be equal to t. So t plus 1 by t has to be equal to y. So t square plus 1 has to be equal to yt by cross multiplication and LCM. So t square minus yt plus 1 has to be equal to 0. This is a quadratic in t. So t is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So t is equal to y plus or minus root of y square minus 4 by 2. This implies t is nothing but 2 power x. 2 power x is this. So x is equal to log to the base 2 of y plus or minus root of y square minus 4 by 2. And this is nothing but f inverse of y. So what is f inverse of x? Is nothing but log to the base 2 of x plus or minus root of x square minus 4 by 2. X plus or minus root of x square minus 4 by 2. So this is not a very right thing to do, but in 11th class this is where we stop. So once you go to 12th class, you'll find that there are still more conditions for f inverse of x to be defined. Now the answer for f inverse of x is log to the base 2 x plus or minus root of x square minus 4 by 2. And depending on the domain, you'll have to take either plus or minus. This is what we deal in 12th class, not now.